Today's treat of the day is my lame attempt at a charcuterie, well, plate, I guess we could call it. What we've got are some red grapes. We've got some cheese, a little Monterey Jack, a little mozzarella, and then some sausage pieces. They are sweet bourbon flavored beef sticks from Solomon's in good old Luxembourg, Wisconsin. And then I toasted up and buttered up a few slices of bread here instead of using crackers because I'm working with what I got. This is wild cranberry rice bread. So, I have some hummus here, so we're gonna give it all a try. Let's get into it. We'll start out with the hummus and bread. Going in. Everything's better with butter. Don't mess with that margarine, man. That shit's not good for you. Stick with the real butter. Now we gotta try the bourbon beef sticks. First we'll try it with a chunk of the mozzarella. Pretty good, a little spicier than I expected. We'll have a little grape. A second grape. Now let's try a little bit of the beef stick with the Colby. Good. I mean, it's what you'd expect. I'm surprised by how spicy these beef sticks turned out to be. They're pretty good. I had some at the fair a couple weeks ago, and that's why I picked up this package when I found it at the store, because I really had enjoyed the ones that we had at the fair, but I'm finding these to be far more spicier than the ones that I had at the fair. So, you know, I suppose every batch is different, right? And then, the problem with those beef sticks is you gotta be careful because sometimes there's like little pieces of bone in there, so you gotta chew gingerly. Another little bite of the hummus. And since I've been forced to move across town and I no longer live by my beloved juicery, I have to settle for the juice. But this tart juice has been pretty good, so I've had this one before, but we'll have a bit of this juice as a chaser, so cheers. And then for dessert, I have these silly little, they're breadsticks, but they're apple caramel with some kind of frosting on them. It was a frozen item, but I just, you know, warmed them up on my beloved pizzazz. So, they're a little hard. I'm gonna go skip those. But All in all, pretty good meal. Sometimes you gotta be creative when you're cooking alone. It's hard to, you know, when you don't want to have to go and get takeout food or fast food every damn day. You gotta get creative with what you got. But this red pepper hummus is pretty good. And it pairs very well with this cranberry wild rice bread. Especially with the butter on it. It gives it that little bit of saltiness. And, you know, anybody who's familiar with hummus, you know, it's got that really rich taste to it. And I'm a fan of the red peppers, so, hey. All in all, not a bad meal. I did the best I could as a creative girl. So, I'd give my little plate maybe 7 out of 10. So, thanks for having supper with me. Cheers.